Loving yourself sounds great, but in reality, it's very difficult. Just when you feel happy with who you are and proud of something you've achieved, the critical voice in your head reappears. I'm not good enough. I make too many mistakes. I wish I were someone else. In this video, I want to take you on a journey to discover how you can love yourself more. Unconditionally. Because you deserve it. Your biggest enemy is yourself. Or rather, your thoughts. Often, your beliefs are tied to your past. Certain experiences can play a role, but also the place where you grew up can shape the way you see yourself. When you hear often enough that you can't do something well, you start to believe it, and this thought becomes your truth. Negative thoughts take over and hold you back in life. In short, the way you see yourself often comes from your own inner voice and not from facts. You can't just turn these voices on or off, but they can become less strong over time. The first step toward self-acceptance is recognizing your critical inner voice. When you can recognize them, you can more easily turn them into positive voices. Ask yourself each time a limiting thought passes by, whether you would say this thought to your best friend. Is the answer no? Then you can be 90% sure it's a limiting belief. But how do you counter this limiting voice? We'll share 4 tips with you. Tip 2 can be applied right after watching this video. Tip 1. Give your limiting voice a name. Psychology suggests giving the limiting voice a name or another voice in your head. This way, you can distance yourself from the thought, as if it doesn't belong to you. For example, at work, your manager approaches you and asks if you want to speak to an important new client. Immediately, the voice in your head starts, "Me? Why? I can't do that. I'm not good enough to handle this task." Recognize the limiting voice and give it a funny name, like Blues. Next time you hear this voice, think, "Shut up, Blues. I know I can do this. My manager wouldn't ask me to do it if I was not good enough." The more often you reject Blues, the more space your own voice will have for positive thoughts. This brings us to tip 2. Thinking more positively. Tip 2. Train your positive thoughts. Practice gratitude. Positive thinking can be trained. A good exercise to start your day positively is to keep a gratitude journal. Begin the day by writing down 3 things you're grateful for. This can be anything, like a hug from your dog or your first cup of coffee in the morning. The more you do this, the more you'll start to see joy in the small things. You can also do this exercise at night so you go to sleep with positive thoughts. Tip 3. Stop comparing yourself. How often do you find yourself comparing yourself to others? The reality is, there will always be someone who is richer, more attractive, or more successful. Especially in this modern age with social media, you can't escape the perfect people. It might be hard to believe, but what other people do doesn't define who you are. You can't control others, you can only do your best. Everyone is different and good at different things. As long as you're doing your best, that's all you need to do. Everyone is unique and cannot be compared, not even to you. Tip 4. Talk. Talking about your feelings creates space in your mind. Confide in a friend or family member and share what's on your mind. They can often help you filter and put your thoughts into perspective. You'll notice that after a good conversation, things will already look a lot clearer. Your limiting voice is difficult to tame. One step at a time, and you'll slowly start to see results. Be kind to yourself and give yourself that time. Together, we'll get there. Do you recognize the limiting voice in your head? If so, what name have you given it? Let us know in the comments below, and don't let this voice take over your own. I hope this video has helped you take a step forward to a more positive mindset. Thanks for watching. See you soon.